Will England take 9 wickets on day 5?
Yes, 15 overs to go, England will win.
England's tour of India well and truly underway, and this is a place to be following play on every day of the series. Get your questions through to Steve Harmison, hashtag AskHarmy, use the comments section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Rohit taps his bat and waits, silly points slip in place. And he's bowled him! Absolute beauty by Jack Leach, gone past the outside edge of Rohit Sharma's bat, and England have the first of the 10 wickets that they need to win this test match.
So it's one of those days of test cricket where you're sitting there not knowing what the story was going to be as the day progressed, but certainly Ravichandran Ashwin with another sixfer. He's bowled a lot of overs in this test match. Is that something that could be a problem for India later on in the series?
I think it could be a problem for later on in the series because you could see by the way he fielded, there was a couple of balls he went and chased. Not only did he look as though he had bowled 70 overs, he actually looked like a 70-year-old when he was chasing them. So, look, I'm pleased for him because of, you just want to see people get rewarded for putting in hard work. I thought he bowled beautifully to keep India in this test match. But that might come back to haunt them in the latter part of test match 3 or potentially test match 4.
And what about late in the day? Jack Leach, who got a lot of tap from Rishabh Pant, coming back to dismiss one of the most glorious batsmen in world cricket, Rohit Sharma. What a comeback for Jack Leach.
It was, and I was so pleased for Jack. And the actual picture of Chris Silverwood giving it clenched fist like that. And it wasn't just because they got Rohit Sharma, it's because of the way the captain, Joe Root's dealt with Jack Leach, the way the players have probably dealt with Jack Leach. Them going on, cuddling him, saying him he's doing all right when things haven't gone right. Joe Root's he's very good as a captain and very empathetic towards his teammates. Said he's going to, when he needs to bowl, not look to hide him. Told him this was your job, backed him to the hilt, and he's gone out and proved, what a class bowler he is. And to be fair to him, what a wicket to get.
Absolutely. We've got several Ask Harmies to come, but we're also going to find out, did England leave it too late to declare? So, England's setting India 420 to win the test match. I don't think that's going to happen. Or to bat out 3.5 sessions, just under. That is a position that few England fans would have dreamt of being in 4 days ago. But if you were to look at social media, in that period, in that last session, it was as though India were about to win the game. And the reason for that is because Joe Root wasn't declaring. Do you think he left it too late?
Well, we're all great captains from miles away, as we are. Kevin Peterson on social media and Shane Warne telling everybody in the world that they should be declaring. The one man that's important and that's in charge is Joe Root. And only he knows what was going through his mind, alongside with the coach. And only he will be judged on what happens. If England don't win this game, then there'll be a lot of question marks in the declaration. If England do win this game, no matter whether it's win by 1 over to go or 50 overs to go, I don't care, as long as they win the game, and that's the most important thing. That's what Joe Root will be saying. Could he have come out a little bit earlier? I think the wicket was quite difficult for them to go crash bang wallop. I think Joss Buttler showed and proved that. I think England wanted to grind India into the dirt, really, really demoralise them. Get 420 on the board to say this is the biggest chase you're going to have to get in the history of the game on a turning 5th wicket pitch, and we've kept you out there. I think he did a pretty good job to me.
It just seemed, though, that there was differing approaches. When Joe Root himself came to the crease, he was very forceful, down on the sweep, reverse and the usual form. Ollie Pope came to the crease, exactly the same kind of thing. But then when Dominic Bess came to the crease, he seemed to drop anchor. Joss Buttler didn't seem to really be going for his shots. Was there miscommunication? Was it for the first time in the test match, actually, where England have seemed to be absolutely bang on with their plans? Did it just fall by the wayside?
You could have that argument, but you could also have the other argument and say how difficult the wicket is to bat on. And when you look at it, Joe Root looks as though he's batting on a completely different surface to anybody else. I think Ollie Pope, to be fair to him, has batted really well in this test match without getting a big score. He's looked busy. He's looked as though he's wanting to rotate the strike. So I'm quite happy where Ollie Pope is for somebody who hasn't played for a while. And you look at the lower order. Well, it is a very, very difficult surface to bat on. You look at something like R. Ashwin, the way he bowled. I think that's just the level of ability of the individual trying to perform on that sort of surface, which I think should stand England in good stead come mid-afternoon tomorrow. If England can get the relevant wickets, the lower order will struggle, and hopefully for England, they'll manage to get the 9 wickets they need to win the game.
I do have a quick question for you. Jake on social media asks, who's got the best cover drive? Rohit Sharma, Ian Bell, or Michael Vaughan?
Ooh, that's a different...
I always thought of Michael Vaughan as that's the pull shot that comes to mind when I think of Vaughan.
Yeah, the pick-up pull from Vaughan, but his drive was beautiful. When it was timed, it was beautiful. I think all 3 of them...
Come on.
If I really had to be pushed...
Well, you are.
I'm going Ian Bell. Ian Bell. I think Ian Bell's cover drive, when he picks his bat up and he taps that foot and he gets the contact with the bat as his toe is hitting the ground, I don't think there was a better sight in cricket.
There you go. Well, look, we, of course, every day bring you Laugh Out Loud moment of the day. And I'm starting to get the feeling, Harmy, that the same person is going to be involved pretty much every day.
I had real confidence in my mentality, that side of it, and my process. I think that was a really important thing. Oh my God. And like I said, I think I've lost my complete track of thought there.
Well, I think you're being a bit kind there, John, because I think there was another Laugh Out Loud moment of the day, and I think it was me.
I'm not surprised. I'm very, very pleased and happy the way the England batsmen have gone about their job.
And as soon as Steve Harmison says that, Sibley comes forward, inside edge, and he's caught at leg slip. Well, there it is. Sibley goes. No. England lose their second, 32 for 2.
Well, before I let Gareth Batty come in here, I'm just going to go outside and put my size 12 straight into my mouth.
Well, Harmy, you are always the first person to ridicule yourself, which is one of the reasons that we like you so much. But yes, it was a bit of a curse to the commentator. Plenty to come, though, on the show. Coming up, we're going to be looking at an Indian bowler who gets way too much stick when you consider how many wickets he's taken.
Here comes Ishant, big in swinger, LBW, up goes the finger, that looked absolutely plumb. And not much thinking time required for umpire Nitin Menon. That was a super in swinger.
So with that wicket today, brought up wicket number 300 for Ishant Sharma. Now he's a guy that I've always found a little bit strange insofar that he gets a lot of clog from the Indian media, it appears to me. I suppose your inconsistencies at times, you got a lot of criticism from the media at times. Can you see any similarities between your own career and Ishant Sharma? Can you explain why it is that this guy has taken 300 test wickets and he still seems to be the first bloke that gets dropped when things go wrong? Yeah,
well, first of all, it's a fantastic achievement. 300 test wickets is a phenomenal achievement by any stretch of the imagination. And I look at it and think, well, yes, he was very inconsistent during his early days, and it wasn't until probably his 70th test match when maybe the penny dropped and he stopped trying to swing it away. You try to move it laterally in India where he just, right, I'm going to go in. His wrist was always going in. Seam position was always going in. And when he gets it right, that seam position canted in. When it does get it right, if it's going to do anything off the seam, it nips away. And I think from his 70th test match, that probably, he had a little stint in county cricket. And I think that there made him a better cricketer because he made a more consistent cricketer, and his average went from 40 down to under 30 in test matches, and that is a great comeback. And also, you know, he shows what a true competitor he is because he just keeps on running in and running in and running in, and you have to have that quality when you're bowling in the subcontinent pitches.
Isn't it also the case that he has become a better bowler when he's been bowling in a better attack? Did you, as a bowler yourself, to have the security and confidence around you, the Freddie Flintoff, the Simon Jones, Matthew Hoggard, that enabled you the confidence to do your own thing? Yeah,
it does help if you're bowling in a good environment, and it does help if you're bowling with different varieties. I think the problem for India in this test match, and I think hindsight's a wonderful thing, they picked 3 spinners of similar, not similar ability, but similar characteristics, and also they picked 2 seamers very, very similar when the ball going in. I couldn't believe they didn't pick Mohammad Siraj, who takes the ball away. So that's something that they'll look forward and potentially want to change. But when you're bowling with different qualities and you can bounce off each other and feed off each other. A tall guy, or one that swings it in, swings it away, somebody that makes the ball bounce, somebody that's got pace. I think that's why Broad and Anderson have been so good together, is because they are completely different. And when you get them together bowling well, it is very, very difficult for batsmen to not only line them up, but to actually come back and score runs against them.
Brilliant stuff. Well, it's not just your opinion that I was after on this topic. I also asked the question of our data analyst, Jared Kimber.
If you haven't been following Indian cricket very closely, you might be thinking, how did Ishant Sharma get to 300 wickets? And look, it's been a bit of a grind, I'm not going to lie to you, but I think you need to go back to the start when he started very, very young and he had a lot of talent. And India just kept giving him the ball and kept giving him the ball and kept giving him the ball. And that's a great thing, unless you're an Indian seamer, and that means that you have to bowl on the flattest pitches on earth. A couple of things have changed in Ishant Sharma's life. One, after all that time of bowling on flat pitches, he finally worked out how to bowl and started taking a lot of wickets. And two, wickets all around the world changed and they suddenly started to help him. So for the first 70 tests, he averaged 37. And for the last 28 tests, he's averaged around 22. That's how much things have changed. He's got smarter, the pitches have changed, and he started taking wickets everywhere. So around the time that he destroyed England at Lord's in a test match, or around the time he won the Champions Trophy, every time Ishant Sharma did something good, people kind of still laughed at him because they were surprised. No one's laughing anymore. 300 test wickets. Like most Indian seamers, he's had to take them the hard way. He's almost had 100 tests. No one's ever taken longer to get to 300 wickets, but he certainly earned each and every one of them.
Well, we're about to get underway, and the first over is bowled by R. Ashwin, and he's taken a wicket. He's spun it past Rory Burns onto the outside edge, and it's caught by Pujara at slip.
So my stat of the day, Harmy, took place with the first ball of England's innings. And Rory Burns was dismissed, and Ravichandran Ashwin was the taker of the wicket. It's only the third occasion in the history of Test cricket that a spinner has taken a wicket with the first ball of the innings.
Wow, that is a good stat of the day. There's been other things happen with the very, very first ball of an innings, which are embarrassing, and there are also very good things happen with the very first ball of the day. So from that one, it was a positive one for Ashwin, and to be fair, the way he's bowled, he probably deserved it.
Brilliant stuff, and Harmy is always the first person to mention what happened at the Gabba in 2006, because otherwise somebody else will mention it, and I was there. I was filming, actually. I was in there, I was filming, and then I looked up, I was like, where did that ball go? Oh. And then Freddie Flintoff was throwing the ball to mid-on.
Yeah.
And here we are today.
I wish I was filming it.
Look, thanks so much for joining us on the show. This is The Place, Outside Edge, following play every day of the India series. Harmy, very, very quickly, will England take 9 wickets on day 5?
Yes, 15 overs to go, England will win.
Well, you heard it here first, and you can hear it again tomorrow following play on Outside Edge.